Hello and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with the Ambassador of Hope with your host, Ofosu-Appiah. How has your week been? I trust that your week is off to a good start. Hey, remember, every day above the ground, it's a good day. So long as there's breath in your nostrils and there's a heartbeat in your chest, there is hope for you. Don't you ever dare to give up, because you never know what is coming your way next. Episode number 187, Birds, Part 2. Birds, yes. You didn't hear about that last week. Where were you? Listen, we've started a brand new series, Birds. We are learning from the classroom of life. And so listen, before we get into it, do a quick recap and get into it. Pick up your device like we do all the time. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Don't forget that. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook, the Ambassador of Hope. And on YouTube is Frank Ofosu-Appiah Official. It's right there on your screen. Can you take it and share it to as many people as possible? Let's do it now, because if it is worth hearing, it is worth sharing. Can we do it right away? Let's do it. Share to as many people as possible. Tag people that it's happening. And it's Birds. Birds, part number 2, episode 187. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope your life has become better because of this. Some of you are falling off. Other people say sometimes you don't get the notifications. Just let us know. You know, we don't control all these algorithms. So sometimes, let me not go there. They listen to us all the time. So please share to as many people as possible. And then just like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube page. With that, you can always get the notification. Let's do it. So many people are coming. We want the numbers to go up a little bit. Episode number 187, Birds from the Ambassador of Hope. Birds. We started last week. That was our first episode in the year 2026. That was our last one. That was our first one, I beg your pardon. And we went into the school of life. Again, you can see right there, we are also streaming on IG, on Instagram. It's Frank Ofosu-Appiah Official too. So remember that. Please like us on Facebook, the Ambassador of Hope. Then subscribe to our YouTube page and our IG page, Frank Ofosu-Appiah Official. There's only one of me. But hey, let's get into business today. We started a series last week, and we established that there's so much that the Creator teaches us through His creation. Never forget that. We quoted one of the great inventors in America, George Washington Carver. He said, nature is God's broadcast system through which He speaks. Nature is God's broadcast system through which He speaks. If only we will listen to Him. That is poignant. That is penetrating. That is powerful. All around us, ladies and gentlemen, God teaches us. The heavens teach us, the stellar bodies teach us, animals teach us, everything teaches us. In fact, Paul, writing in the book of Romans, said that does not nature itself teach you? So you don't always need to be in a classroom block or something university to learn. In fact, there are people who went to school but never got an education. Oh yes, they graduated but they never got an education. Life has a way of educating you. And the sages of old, they have admonished us on several occasions to learn from creation. Possibly the oldest, Job. Job told us in Job chapter 12, verse number 7 to 8. He tells us to go learn. He said, ask the beasts, that is the animals, and they will teach you. And the birds of the air, and they will tell you. Wow. Or speak to the earth, and it will teach you. And the fish of the sea will explain to you. This is deep wisdom. Deep wisdom. The beasts are teaching you. The birds are telling you hidden things. The earth is revealing things to you. Even the fish is bringing exposure. Just think about that. You remember when God wanted to teach us wisdom, He wanted us to go and learn wisdom from some of His creation. For me, I expected that He would send me to the elephant, which happens to be the largest animal, or to the rhino, or to the buffalo, or to the lion. But God didn't send us to any of these things. He sent us to the lowly little ant. Proverbs chapter number 6. When you read from verse 6 to 10, it says, go to the ant. Really? Why not the elephant? Because listen, the ant is a symbol of industry. The ant has no voice and yet it speaks loudly about wisdom. He says, go to the ant and learn from it. Consider its ways and pick up some wisdom. God is teaching us. It has no guide. It has no captain, no overseer, no ruler. But what does it do? It's proactive. It provides its supplies in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest. It anticipates that not every day is Christmas. It doesn't spend like there's no tomorrow. And then it talks about lazy people. That how long will you sleep? When are you going to rise up from your sleep? Oh, lazy person. And this is the refrain. Oh, a little sleep, a little slumber. Let me fold my hands a little bit to sleep. It's cold. The weather is not good. I'm not an early riser. You know what happens in verse number 11? So your poverty will come upon you like a prowler. Poverty doesn't come suddenly. Before you know, it's gripped you like an armed man. That, ladies and gentlemen, is wisdom. And we started our class last week, last episode 186, from learning from birds. Birds. The master from Galilee, the teacher from Galilee, he told us in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 6, and verse number 26. He says, look at the birds. Look at the birds. So we talked a little bit about some generalities about birds. We learned that birds know how to trust. They know migration. They don't sit and die. They know seasons and they migrate according to the season, which means they read the market. They anticipate trends and they do that. And then they flock connections. And then they sing. They are forever grateful. We learned that. And in this episode, we are going to zero in on one of the most amazing birds. In fact, it's one of the most mentioned birds in the book of God. Did you guess it? The eagle. The eagle. Let's go in. The eagle is one of the most mentioned birds in the Bible. The eagle is a symbol of power, of prestige, of majesty. The eagle talks to us about royalty and mystery. In fact, I was researching the other day and I was pleasantly surprised to find out that there are no less than 30 nations on earth that have the eagle one way or the other in their coat of arms or in their symbols or on their flags. In fact, some national soccer teams even are called eagles. They used to be green, but they are super now. Yeah, I know, my brothers. You're coming after me. Are you coming after me? I know that. But that is it. In fact, this USA, the national bird is the bald eagle. The national bird is the bald eagle. Let me give you some facts about the eagle. The eagles in captivity are known to live from anything between 14 to 35 or 40 years. Between 35 and 40 years, no bird lives that long. But 14 to 40 years, the eagle lives. Eagles mate for life. They get one and that's it. We can learn from that country. They mate for life. Eagles build huge nests. Their nets are huge. I mean, they are super huge. Sometimes they can even weigh a ton. I saw one the other day in Florida, and I was amazed. It was the nest of a bald eagle. It was just amazing. Eagles are known to fly very, very, very high, sometimes as high as 10,000 feet or above. It's been said that some eagles have flown so high that as they came down, they had ice sometimes on their feathers as they descended. Eagles have powerful vision, and we'll come to that. They can see for miles. Ladies and gentlemen, the eagle is a bird of destiny. Eagles are hardly in captivity. You don't see eagles in great flocks, so many of them, no. And the eagle represents you. I want to submit to you, my friend, that there's an eagle on the inside of you looking for expression. And the reason why I'm sitting here on this Tuesday, I want to help to set that eagle free on the inside of you. I want you to fly. I want you to detach yourself from turkeys and from chicken that scratch on the ground. Eagle you are. I want you to say to yourself that I'm an eagle. Say it to yourself right now. I'm an eagle. And by the way, keep sharing. I'm an eagle. It's amazing. The birds of death. We're talking about birds. And today we are talking about the king of the birds. You know, there's a book of wisdom. It's called the book of Proverbs. And several writers contributed it many times. So it was not only Solomon who contributed. There are several people. And one of them who contributed was a man called Agur. A-G-U-R. Agur. His father was Jackie. the son of Jackie. And he wrote part of the book of Proverbs. And in the part that he wrote, he was contemplating. He was commenting on many things about life. Then in chapter number 30 of Proverbs, verse 18 to 19, he says something. He says that there are 3 things which are too wonderful for me. Indeed, 4 I do not even understand. And he goes on, the way of an eagle in the air. Of course, he talks about serpent on the rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, the way of a man with a virgin. But I'm interested in the first one, the way of an eagle in the air. He looked at the eagle, the majesty, the way it goes, the way it rises the wings, the way it's not afraid of storms, but utilizes the storms to soar. And Agar said, my God, this eagle inspires me and must inspire you to live your life like an eagle. Hear me, my friend. There are 2 options about how you live your life. There's nothing neutral. You can't sit on the fence. Even when you sit on the fence, it's bound to break. There are 2 options for you. You can either live wisely or you can live foolishly. The choice is yours. You can live wisely or you can live foolishly. But for the sake of Ambassador of Hope, which will make you very wise, I really want to inspire you. I want to admonish you to live wisely. Did you know that God himself, the Creator himself, likened himself to the ways of an eagle? Yes. When he was leading the children of Israel out of captivity in the book of Exodus, he reminded them in chapter 19 and verse number 4. He says, you have seen what I did to the Egyptians and how I bore you on eagle's wings. The Lord said, I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. The Lord himself said, I acted like an eagle. And we're going to find out. The sweet psalmist of Israel, David, out of ecstasy, praising the Lord and thanking him in the great psalm of gratitude, Psalm 103. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me, bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and do not forget all his benefits. In verse number 5, he says something. He says, he satisfies your mouth with good things, so that your youth, not your strength, your youth is renewed like the eagles. Your youth, there's a secret to youth. Sometimes we meet people who are 25 and they look like 65. And you meet some 65-year-olds and they look so youthful. There are several factors, but there's the eagle factor in there. Isaiah, the great prophet, walking the corridors of prophecy, prophesied in the 40th chapter of his book and verse number 31, Isaiah 40 and 31, that those who wait on the Lord, who have expectant faith in the Lord, they renew their strength. They mount up with wings like eagles. They run and they are not weary. They walk and do not faint. That is the eagle. So we shall go to the eagle today, just like the Lord told us to go to the ant to learn. We are going to the eagle. We're going to study about life. We are going to look at some ways of wisdom and get some life lessons for our lives. So in this episode, I'm not going to take too long of your time. This year we determined to make it snappy. Number 1, if you're writing anything down, I'm going to put the eagle is born to fly. You see, there are things that fly, contraptions that fly. Airplanes fly. Birds also fly. The difference is that airplanes are made to fly. They are manufactured to fly. So they need ATK, aviation turbo kerosene. They need aviation fuel. They need air traffic controllers. They need runways. They need navigational systems. They need pilots. They need all kinds of navigation before they're able to take off. But a bird was created to fly, born to fly. It needs no nothing. It just, the instinct is there. It's gifted to fly. And when you watch an eagle fly, it is an awe-inspiring sight. But what you have to notice is this, that though it was born to fly, it is taught also to fly. Because when an eagle is born as an eaglet, they don't fly all of a sudden. They hop a little bit. They hop from here, and then they are taught how to fly by the parents. And we'll get there. And in this life, this is what the eagle is teaching you. You have to learn to fly. I'm not talking about aircraft, but in life, because you belong to the heights and not with the chickens. Listen to me, there's something on the inside of you. There's a deposit on the inside of you that is pushing you to soar in life. Anything worth doing, my friend, listen carefully. Anything that is worth doing, I admonish you in the name of everything that is holy. Anything and everything that is worth doing, please do it now. Don't postpone your opportunity. There's something on the inside of you crying out. What are you waiting for? Why are you waiting for other people's encouragement? Why are you waiting for the encouragement committee? Why are you waiting for somebody's affirmation or approval? Get up, there's something. I charge you in the name of God Almighty. I charge you. Learn that skill. You know it will help you. You know you have it. Hold that skill. Take that course. Change mid course. Do that business. Start it. Don't procrastinate. Time and chance doesn't wait for you. Eagles, they are taught how to fly. They are born to fly, but their mothers teach them how to fly. And they can fly as high as 10,000 feet, like I told. Some even go higher. And you know something? They can fly, they can zoom high. They've been timed to zoom up at 90 miles per hour. Faster than many of us, how we are permitted to fly down the motorway or the freeway. 90 miles per hour. And when it's coming down, it can zoom that. They have been timed for 140 miles per hour. My God. So just imagine what kind of predator in the air can touch an eagle. Zooming 90 miles per hour. They can evade any predator. Zooming down 140 miles per hour. They can pick up anything. They are smart flyers. But you know something about the eagle? Their wingspan sometimes can be 9 foot. Huge, powerful. But the beautiful thing is that they don't use all their wings, all their energy to fly. When you watch an eagle, most of the time, they've locked their pinions and they are flying and gliding with the wings. What they use the wings to do initially is for takeoff. They flap their wings and they take off. And they use their wings for direction as they turn it. But for most of the time, the wings of the eagle is used to utilize the wind as they blow to carry them so they conserve energy. That is wisdom. When winds are blowing, when storms are coming, once lesser birds are flying for cover, the eagle looks at it with glee because here comes the wind that I can fly upon. Please listen to me. There's a gift that God has given to you. It is called the Spirit of God. There's a spirit in man, Job said, the breath of the Almighty that gives understanding. The Spirit in you and the anointing upon your life should make you to not struggle unnecessarily in life to accomplish anything. Please listen to me carefully. I did not say that you shouldn't work or you shouldn't exert effort. I did not say that. What I'm saying is that you should not struggle unnecessarily. There's nothing that makes me sad than observing people who struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle just to get only one thing right. No. The Spirit magnifies effort. The Spirit helps us. And so I want to admonish you, like the eagle, be like the eagle. Learn to trust in God. Learn to trust in God to help you. Learn to trust in God to give you the wisdom, to train you, to enable you to fly high, to soar, to go high, faster and further than you have done in your life. You are an eagle. I hope you've learned something. The eagle was born to fly, but it is trained also to fly. Fly, my friend, fly, my friend, fly, my friend. Whatever it is, break off the inhibitions. Rise up with wings like eagles. Ride the clouds and the storms and the winds of life. It's high, the air is thinner, but the views are better. The eagle has learned, it was born to fly. Number 2, they nest safely. They nest safely. When the eagle is about to have some chicken or lay eggs and things, you know what? They build nests. I told you I saw one of them the other day. They build their nets high up, sometimes in the tallest trees in the terrain, or sometimes on cliff tops and cliff edges. So eagles are hardly in danger. Predators cannot get there. And you know what they do? The eagles build elaborate nests. They take feathers, downs, they pick up fluff, they pick up all kinds of things, and they make the nest very comfortable, because nets are made of twigs and thorns and things, but they lay it very comfortable, like having a comforter on your bed. Very, very comfortable. The eagles enjoy it. When there's rain, they are covered by the wings of the mother. Every day without fail, mother will bring them food. Clockwork precision, on and on and on and on. But you know something? The nest sometimes, and with all the comfort, can also have its negatives. Please hear me. There's a nest that God places in. His protection, his pampering. That is at a time in our lives. But comfort zones can also be arresting zones. Many of you are in your comfort zone. You don't want anything to touch that comfort zone. And something, according to statistics, the majority of human beings who come here on earth and depart, they spend most of their lives living in the comfort zone. You are contained. Never exert anything. No effort, nothing. You are satisfied with the satisfaction of being satisfied. And the comfort zone, there are three things that characterize your comfort zone. Number one is the place of least resistance in life. And how do you grow? Listen, it is resistance that causes us to grow. Without resistance, your feet will not even have traction for you to walk. Without resistance, a ship cannot float. Without resistance of the air, the birds cannot fly. Without resistance, you will not be able to grow. Why do you always averse to resistance? You are running out. No, the closer you get to your destination, the more resistance that you get. But when you sit in your comfort zone, many times there's very little resistance. And you will not grow when every blow is cushioned. Resistance is necessary in our walk. And number two, the comfort zone is the place where your opinions rule. You become an armchair quarterback. Have you noticed sometimes people who go to all these contact sports and the game is being played, they are the loudest. They seem to coach the people right there who are sweating, who are doing the thing. Oh, you get him off, stop him, do this, because your opinions rule, and opinions are like armpits. Everybody has two. When you sit in your comfort zone, you are able to tell fault with everything. You're able to point to everything without pointing to yourself. And the sad thing about comfort zone is a place where the enemy ignores you. So yes, he ignores you. Why, you ask me? That's a good question. Because you are not a threat. You have been contained. You have been put in a box. You have lured you into a false sense of security. Maybe right now you are in a situation and you don't understand. You are in the next. Have you figured out already that flying lessons for the eagle and for you does not take place in the nest? Mother eagle, that will take us to our next point. Mother eagle doesn't teach the little eaglets how to fly in the nest any more than your parents taught you how to drive from the comfort of their garage. No. You have to leave a place. Mother eagle will not permit the young to be nest potatoes. Some of you are couch potatoes and you are nest potatoes. You stay there and you never move to the next level. Eagles, they nest safely, but that is not the end. It goes to the third thing. Eagles, they stir the nest. The nest, I beg your pardon. The mothers stir the nest. They stir the nest. What happens is that without warning or without ceremony, the little eaglets who are in their comfort zone, every day they get their food. They don't have to worry. They don't care. They are nurtured. They are nourished. Whenever there's a storm, rains, mother covers them. But suddenly notice that food is in short supply. Mother goes out, doesn't bring them any food. And they begin to wonder why. Our mom is so cruel. This is child abuse. Call DFAS, call something, call them. Why? Occasionally they get a little bit and then mother backs off. Mother knows best. Then you know what happens? One day, as if mother has lost her marbles, gone mad. She begins to pick up and take out the comfort things, the nice, comfortable things in the nest. And then eaglets will begin to wonder, what's going on? Why is she taking it? We don't feel comfortable. Now the tones here and there, here and there. And then suddenly she begins to tear the nest, stir the nest, tear it to reveal the thorns. You either are going to move or you're going to sleep in this thing. She's teaching the little ones life lessons. And God does that to us. You know why you are going through what you are going through? You've been in comfort for too long. That is why you are spoiled. That is why you can't carry pressure. That is why you can't stick with anything. You are too spoiled. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse number 11. It says, as an eagle stirs up its nest. Do you see that? It stirs up its nest and hovers over its young, spreading out its wings, taking them up, carrying them on its wings. You see that? You know what happens? The eagle, the mother eagle, begins to tear up the nest and pushes the little eaglets. You know, their beds, their nets are way high up there. In the top of the tallest trees, in the cracks of the highest mountains. And imagine these birds, these little ones that have been flown before. And when the eagle pushes them, it's either you fly or you're going to fall down and die. And they begin to flap their wings, begin to flap, and as they make a free fall, the Bible says that mother eagle is hovering over them. And then suddenly it will swoop before they hit the ground, will swoop and spread its wings and take them up on its wings and put them back in the nest. And I can see little eaglets saying, phew, that was a close call. What is mother up to? This game is just a dangerous game. Oh, then before they know, they are kicked off again. They've tried to flap and off they go. And as they zoom down, mother will come again. And then they realize that this thing is not a game. Because the first one was an instance. The second one was a coincidence. But third, fourth, we need to wake up and smell the coffee. She is trying to push us into our potential to fly. Please listen. You are not going to reach your potential if you continually live in an easy environment. One of the ways that life contains you is to give you ease. It was the great preacher Charles Spurgeon that if you take 10 people and you give them prosperity and watch them for some time, at the end of that time, chances are that the majority of them would have lost things. Take 10 people and give them adversity, trouble, and give them some time. Chances are that at the end, the majority of them would have stood. He also went on to say that the richest field in every place, the richest place in any field, is a corner called adversity. That is why God never signs an adversity exclusion clause in your life. We live in a time, why is this thing happening to me? Everything is the devil, my friend. Not everything is of the devil. There are some things that the trainer, the God, the mother eagle has his fingerprint all over. Today we have all kinds of terms. One of them that made my body cringe, soft life. Yes, I'll go there. Yes, I'll go there. Don't tell me don't. Yes, soft life. Listen, don't let anybody lie to you. Great lives, great nations, great enterprises, great businesses, great ministries, great things were never the product of a soft life. You are not going to sit and the whole world is going to roll over for you. Life, my friend, is a fight. And sometimes the Lord will throw you into the deep end. You know, in some of the Scandinavian countries, you know what they do? You know, well, I didn't know that people were really interested in just ice, but you know, in the Scandinavia, you know, it can be brutally cold. If you've ever been there around their weather, in fact, there are some, it's like, it's cold all the time. And you know how they teach their children to handle the cold? As infants, as little ones, they expose them to the cold. They do that over and over and over until they get acclimatized to it. Sometimes people that get the blessing of living in the tropics, people that get the blessing of living in the tropics where it's sunny all year round, you see how difficult it is for those people to develop, because life is easy. You throw things without nurturing, they grow. But when you live under pressure, you know, trees that find themselves in areas where there is wind and storms and things, you realize that they are rugged. Their roots go deep. They cling to rocks. They hold on. So eagles, they stir the nest. Have you learned something? Let's do a quick recap. Number one, The eagle knows that they are born to fly. And even though they are born to fly, they still know that they must allow themselves to be trained to fly. Many gifted people never amount to anything because they stop at the gift and they don't turn it into skill. Get some training. All you know is not all there is to know. Let somebody sharpen you. Let somebody hone your skills for you. So they know that. And then number two, they nest safely. Mother eagle creates an environment for them, but it's a comfort zone. It's safe. They have protection, they have preservation, they have provision. But that is not all there is to life. That is the comfort zone. Safety is good, but it cannot not always be good. Haven't you realized that sometimes kids who are pampered, over-nurtured, overprotected and things, when they step into the reality of this real life, they struggle a lot. That is life. Some of us growing up were sent to boarding schools at age 9, age 10. That is where we learn to be rugged, to be strong. I remember when I went to college in the United Kingdom and I shared that, I went to boarding school at the age. They said, that's abuse. Why would they? Did your parents hate you? Age 9? Did you go alone? I said, the first time, parents took me. After that, 50 miles, I got myself a chop box, whatever, trunk, and all 9, age 9, 10. Yes. Face life. That is why there are some people who are not afraid to travel the Sahara, people have been through things, they are hardened. That is life, my friend. We work hard, we work smart. That is what you have to be. You have to have the stubbornness. Set your forehead like a flint and say, I will do it or I will die trying. Don't stay in the nest forever. The Lord will push you. You can't be in the diet of the eagle. If you have followed any